There's a chance of snow in the forecast today, which seems very fitting as we get ready for Christmas. I am so excited. This is probably the last vlog before Christmas, and so I just am feeling all the Christmas feels. But this morning, we're starting off here with, I actually have a batch of granola in the oven that I had mixed yesterday, baked some of it, and we're gonna finish baking that today, as well as some pancakes. Now the kids have been requesting pancakes for breakfast again, so I thought, you know what, let's start off with that. That'll be a nice cozy morning. Hopefully we'll get some school done this morning, and then I also want to share a lot of Christmas things with you today. So let's get that breakfast mixed up. Let me know in the comments below what you are doing to celebrate Christmas right now. The time of year where you do school around the Christmas tree with your Christmas train. Okay, I have shared my pancake recipe on here so many times, so we're not going to spend too much time on it here today, but I'm going to do 2 cups of fresh milled flour, and then we'll grab a cup of sourdough starter. Little tip, if you make your measuring cup wet before you scoop it out, it won't stick as much. Just grabbed another little one. So this is a 1/3 cup, so we'll do 3 scoops. We'll do 1.5 cups of buttermilk, and then 2 eggs. And then we'll do 2 teaspoons baking powder, as well as 1 of baking soda, a little pinch of salt, a tablespoon of raw honey, and then 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. Should we make breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we'll just mix that all together and fry them. Now, when I use fresh milled flour like this, I actually like to let my batter... William's laughing at me and yelling, no. I have to mix it before I can fry it. Do you want to see? When I'm using fresh milled flour like this, I actually like to let my batter sit for a little bit. It just helps it to thicken a little and hold its shape a little better that way. What did you find? You see Coco? Okay, while our pancakes fry there, we are gonna go ahead and make the butter. So I'm just have some cream here from our Jersey cow. We're gonna dump that in here and get some butter going again.
seems to proceed, guide us to thy perfect light. Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing.
We just finished family devotion, and now Leslie and I are actually going to make a little countdown calendar because we keep wondering how many days until Christmas, right? So I just actually printed off a little, it's like a pink background with a little Christmas village in the bottom. And then I have my planner, and so we're just actually going to trace these squares to make it super simple. And then we'll have to see if we cross it off, or maybe at the Amish store we could grab some of their gold star stickers.
Yeah.
To always put a sticker on, that would be fun.
Wait, this is 12. Why does it have that there? Get it online.
Oh man, well that kind of backfired on me. I just spent way too much time working on designing these little gift tags on Canva only to find out I'm out of cardstock. I found this one piece that's kind of crinkled, so I think we're gonna maybe practice with these. I do want to make these tags a little bit bigger, but I'm not gonna go to all that work right now if I can't even print them. But I think these will still work for some gift tags. So I wanna work on that. We just went to TJ Maxx last evening to get wrapping paper, and I was not about to run out of it anytime soon. I feel like online, especially, the price of wrapping paper this year has been insane. So I did find some cute options, maybe not like as incredible as I would have, you know, some of those like specialty places, but I thought this together for one would be super cute. It's this like red, kind of more of a muted red. And then this one, I don't know if you can tell, let me see if I can pull the wrapper off. It's not like a shiny at all. I don't know if that's showing up. No, it's showing up brighter. It's more like a burgundy color. And then I don't know how to describe the paper. I think it's a type of craft paper. Anyway, so that's fun. I got one that is plaid. Of course, plaid is everywhere this year. We got a couple fun ones for the kids that have some glitter on it. They also loved this green one. Got one with little gingerbreads on it. And so I thought these gift tags would be super cute. And I'll show you these a little bit more. But while we're looking at things I got, I don't like to buy a ton of like disposable cups and spend a lot of money on that, plus all the trash that you make. But I thought I would pick up one pack of these. They are little teddy bear cups to go, and I thought this would be really fun to do bone broth hot chocolate in sometime. Maybe if we go look at Christmas lights, one of our favorite things to do. They have these adorable little cup holders as well, so had to pick that up. And then I actually also got this giant basket there. It was $30, which I thought was a very reasonable price, and I thought was perfect for storing throw blankets and that kind of thing in. So anyways, we're gonna sit down and work on these tags. They're nothing too special. A lot more work goes into it than what you can just see looking at them. I do think we found some cute pictures, but we're just gonna cut these out and then you can hole punch them. And then I've seen this idea on Pinterest all over the place, I feel like, but it is to dip the edges in glitter. And so I thought, especially the girls will have a lot of fun doing that. So we're gonna work on that a little bit now. a mom of 5 and hopefully just forever, I love gift giving, but gifts are a big thing that I think of here leading up to Christmas. So I wanted to share with you a little bit what I have so far in the gift department. I feel like I'm a little bit late this year. I'm not quite done shopping for gifts and a couple things still a little bit up in the air, but I do have a couple things here with me. The first one for Kyra is actually this giant like paint set. It has an easel, and I'm gonna probably need to talk a little bit quieter because the kids are at home. They're downstairs listening to the Boxcar Children on their Yoto player, which they love. But I want to make sure they don't actually hear this. So for Kyra, we're getting this paint set that has like an easel and all these like oil paints and notepads, and it's supposed to be like for an adult. So for my older kids especially, I look for stuff like that that's actually marketed for adults because it usually means better quality than when it's marketed for kids. So she's getting that. And then each of the kids gets a Lego set. This is actually Abby's. Hers is definitely the smallest. I left this one out. I already wrapped the others. Because this one was so much smaller than the others, I might see if I can rather get her one that's a little bit of a bigger set. But one thing that I've found for Christmas is that it's very, very helpful to buy things that they can play with the day of Christmas. So kids look forward to Christmas so much all year round. And so then if it's something they can't literally like do hands-on, it feels like a little bit of a letdown. Like one year we got our oldest actually a saddle. And so I forget if the weather was bad or what, but basically she couldn't just go out and use it right away. And then it's kind of like, okay, like now we're bored the rest of Christmas Day because we can't use this toy. And since we don't usually do tons and tons of toys, that is something that I like to keep in mind. And so Legos have kind of become a tradition in our home and something the kids actually look forward to. Every year they get one little Lego set each, and that's been really fun for them. And then our kids are also getting to the age where they each want to get each other a gift. And so trying to like play all of that into our gift giving. So this year we're actually doing it a little bit different where each of them has one kind of genre that they're giving. So Kyra is giving all her siblings a hat that she picked out, which is also, by the way, a practical thing because we need hats for the winter. And then Hudson is doing books. So this can be cookbooks, it can be books to read. For Abby, he actually got a paper doll book, a Laura Ingalls paper doll book, because Abby is obsessed with Laura Ingalls right now. And then Leslie is doing tools. And again, it can be tools you would use in the shop. It can be kitchen tools. It can be anything that you could categorize under tools. And then Abby is doing toys. And William is doing dress-up clothes. So they all love dress-up clothes still. And it's, again, where we're encouraging creative play in all of these areas. And so I really like to try to focus their gifts around that. That's either promoting creative play or educational or something that can help them hone like life skills. Things like that are things that I keep in mind. Hudson is just in the room next to me, so y'all gonna have to bear with me because I'm gonna have to talk really quiet. Okay, so when Hudson was really little, he liked big tractors, like the 1/16 scale. But as he's gotten older, he actually wants smaller tractors, and so we picked this up for him. This was very high on his wish list. It's combine with the headers, and then he also has a combine trailer. It's gonna love this. If you're looking for a place to buy high quality farm toys, by the way, I know there's a lot of like plastic options out there and they don't last. So you want like the metal ones. We still have one that Josh played with a ton when he was just a little boy. They last and last. So two good places to pick those kinds up that are like the actual metal ones are Outback Toys and Brooder Toys, and I'll try to leave those linked for you down below, but this is going to be his gift. And then also the Magnetiles is what I have so far. So like I said, I'm not entirely done gift shopping yet, but we do like to keep it pretty simple to keep the focus where the focus should be on Christmas. So we don't want it to be too like consumeristic driven. But if you have any like amazing gift ideas for your kids that you're really excited about this year, I would love to hear about those because I am still looking for a couple more ideas. Just checked and Hudson did actually leave his room now so we can talk a little bit louder again. That is what we're getting for Hudson, and I think he's going to be so very excited about that. And then Leslie, she's actually been all into ballet recently. I was able to get her some ballet clothes, if you will, for when she plays ballet at home. So we have the leotard, and again I tried finding one with a little bit of a longer skirt, and then I also have the tights and the ballet slippers, and then I also ordered the rod, I don't know what they're called, for her, and I think she's going to be really excited about that. Something that's going in Leslie and Abby's stockings, where did I put it? Oh, it's back here, are these little Lori dolls, which have been a favorite. We've actually been adding to our collection of these for the past 3 years, I think. We have a dollhouse that fits them, and they're just these little 6-inch dolls that we really have been enjoying. If you're not into Barbies, these can be a great option that's still small enough that they can play with, easy to stick in their like church bags, or if you're traveling, and just kind of that idea of Barbies and all the little accessories and things that you can get for them, but with like little girl figures. So I actually pulled just a couple of the ones that they have. You can buy cars, they have a party bus, they have chairs that you can sit in the sun and an umbrella, there's puppies, there's horses, so many things. We have a lot of them by now, but it's so fun for them to add to the collection. And I will say the hair is really nice, kind of like American Girl doll hair, where it doesn't like mat and get all gross, so they can fix the doll's hair. And anyway, so that's been a really fun to add to over the years, and I think I'm going to just split these up and put 2 in each of their stockings and kind of add to that collection. I'm trying to think if I want to also get a couple more pieces for them as well. And then for Abby, she has been complaining that she doesn't have many dolls, and it's actually true. We have a decent amount of dolls, but very few that are actually hers, with having a couple bigger sisters, and then I actually saved a couple of my dolls from when I was little. So I actually got her an American Girl doll that was in their sale section, so they can be pretty expensive. I'm okay spending that if I need to, but if there's another option, then I'll go for it. So they had this doll that would be her truly me, like with the blonde hair and the blue eyes, in the sale section that was significantly cheaper. I don't remember if this was over Black Friday as well. Anyways, but I did not like the outfit that it came in. So a little hack, if you are in the same shoes, you know what, I actually buckled it back in there, so I'm just gonna hold up the box. But I took off the dress, which it was wearing like this black dress with all these emojis on. It was very not my style. So then I found another dress. This one is actually just from Amazon, and it's not called an American Girl dress. It just is a dress for an 18-inch doll. Fits her beautifully, and I think especially with how much Abby is into Anne of Green Gables, but also poofy dresses, this is going to be so perfect. It comes with this beautiful little velvet hat, and so I think that's going to be a huge hit and looks so much better than it did with the dress that she came with originally. So that's going to be really fun to surprise her with. And then for William, we did go ahead and pick up this tractor. He's all into tractors, just like his big brother, and he really likes loading things. I thought a loader tractor would be fun. And again, this one is from that same place. Pretty sure it is Outback Toys. They have really good quality tractors, and it should say on there too. I think they do have some that are the plastic options, but they also, it says on there like what the material is, and we have had really good success with the quality on there. So that's kind of what I have so far. We also do some gifts all together, so I'm getting them the Narnia Yodo cards. They all love the Yodo player, which we gifted them a couple Christmases ago. We have a couple games. I'm actually making a game, which I was going to include in this video. Y'all, we hosted that big children's choir over Thanksgiving, and I have just been struggling to play catch up. I know last week my baking video was so much different than what I had envisioned and didn't get nearly everything done, but it just takes a while to play catch up after you've been behind. So we'll see what we can all squeeze in this video. But I do love also giving games, again, encouraging play all together and family time. And so this was one that I thought would be good for young and older ones. With a large range of ages, it can sometimes be tricky to find games, but I think they'll all have fun with this, at least for those times when we all want to play together as a family. I've wrapped some gifts, but this is pretty much what I have so far. So I'm still brainstorming a little bit, but at the same time, I know my tendency is to go way overboard, and that's not what I want to do this Christmas. And if you're looking for more gift ideas, by the way, I have done a dedicated like gift guide for kids, or like what I'm giving my kids for Christmas the last, I think, 2 years that I know a lot of you have enjoyed. So feel free to check those out for more ideas. But like I said, I would love to hear, there's a bell on this. But again, I would love to hear your ideas as well in the comments. My goodness, it gets dark so early anymore. Josh and I were both saying we're ready for spring and summer now. Anyway, it's okay. We're going to embrace the season. One of my pet peeves actually is complaining about weather. So I am trying to embrace it. I do need to order some warmer clothes because fresh air is so important, especially if you struggle with like winter blues, that kind of thing. But my bowl and my knife and I are heading right now is actually to the garage, to this. I know it looks like a bit of a mess right now, but we finally dug our carrots, and they are the sweetest, most delicious carrots. So I think we're gonna make a creamy carrot soup for supper. I'm gonna pull or cut. That's why I brought the knife out. Oh, they'll pull off pretty good. We can just pull them off. And we'll grab a bowl full of these for dinner. By the way, I know it's pretty dark in here, but these clumps are actually our dahlias. That's the worst part of growing dahlias, is digging them, storing them, all of that. These actually need to be put away yet, but that's what they are. That's what they look like this time of year. All right, washed up the carrots here. Didn't peel them though, because I do want those nutrients, especially homegrown carrots like this. I'm just gonna roughly chop them into cubes like this. And then I actually have some turkey broth over here from our Thanksgiving turkeys. We cooked the bones and all of that, and so now we have some broth ready to go. I'm not following a recipe for this, but basically I'm gonna cook this in here. We'll add some cream and some seasonings later, and we'll blend it so it's like this creamy soup. And then I also started, nope, I didn't. I thought I did. Started some water to boil some eggs for hard-boiled eggs, and I thought for our protein source with this meal, we would do some egg salad, probably on some sourdough that I made yesterday. And so that'll be dinner, sandwiches and soup, and that should be good on this very chilly night. We've been definitely experiencing some colder weather these days, so gravitating towards a lot of soups and those comforting, warming types of meals.